Boruto and Kawaki vs Jura is just a single chapter away, which means the biggest battle of the series that we have been waiting for over 17 months is finally about to happen. With the reveal of the spoilers for chapter 21, a terrible cliffhanger was revealed at the end, which could change everything about the story. And I'm not over-exaggerating when I say this. Boruto has actually changed the timeline in chapter 17, and it took us 4 whole chapters to understand. Not just that, Kashin Koji has also unveiled his true face, something that I already predicted back in December. He can for real let anyone die, if it's for the sake of a better timeline, and a major death from this chapter has already confirmed it. So let's get to the solid cliffhanger which sets up the scene for the biggest fight of the series. And if you want to wish the heroes good luck, make sure to subscribe and leave a like to send them your powers. At the end of Boruto Part 1, Code was thought to be the ultimate threat to the Shinobi world, cause there wasn't any other major enemy in sight who could have taken that role. So even though he got humiliated in the first chapter of Part 2, there was still some hope for him in Chapter 4, as he had escaped to the Ten Tails dimension, with the majority of fandom expecting him to now merge with the Biju. But sadly for him, Kishimoto had some other plans in mind, the birth of a new villain, or let's say a group of villains who originate from the Ten Tails chakra, fusing with the Shinjutsu of Code and the essence of a victim human being. The leader of this new antagonist team was a humanoid manifestation of the Ten Tails itself, the one and only Jura. Now the reason this character is so important is because as we went further into the story, it got revealed that Jura is the one who kills Boruto in many of the possible futures. So to avoid the worst from happening, which was the death of Boruto, the only person who could save the world from the upcoming catastrophe, Kashin Koji decided to plan something. He knew there are a few people with the potential to unlock really overpowered techniques, just like Sarada with her new Mangekyou Sharingan ability. So he crafted a plan where people like her would unlock their special powers by using the Shinju as the trigger. That's why he sent the Shinobis on a mission to the Sand Village. It was solely for the purpose of making Sarada unlock her broken power. But no game is a fair game, and this move also came with some consequences. Yoro, the person who became the anchor to Sarada unlocking her Mangekyou, inevitably died as revealed in chapter 21, but Koji kept it a secret from Boruto, since revealing this would have led to Sarada never actually unlocking her Mangekyou. All of this was done to create a strong force of warriors who could fight Jura once the right time comes, but Boruto did not want people to die like this, and that's when a thought popped in his mind. Since Yoro had no chance of surviving, as her death was important to awaken Sarada's powers, Koji kept this a secret from Boruto, just so he doesn't interfere to make the plan go flop. However, there was another person on this mission whom Koji promised would survive once Sarada and the others would defeat Ryu to appear at his rescue. But since Sarada fainted after unleashing her broken ability, this means the other person had no chance of survival, and that was Konohamaru, the former mentor of Boruto. So since his life was way too precious for him, the prodigy saw no other choice but to go and save him. And to make sure he doesn't, Koji tells him how dangerous it would be since all the Shinjus are connected with Jura. So Boruto deciding to go and save Konohamaru won't take Jura a split second to appear, followed by killing him in no time. And this wasn't just any prediction, it was a future that he had seen through prescience many times. But guess what? Boruto disobeyed Koji and appeared on the battlefield with Flying Thunder God, finishing off Masuri with a slash of his sword. And this was the moment which according to Koji had ruined everything. All the hard work and planning had went to waste, as Jura would now appear to finish off Boruto. The cliffhanger confirmed this further, as we get to see Jura saying you have finally arrived Uzumaki Boruto. Now you could say that this affirmation of Jura is just hyping things up for no reason, since we already know that Boruto and Kawaki are gonna survive this to reach the future fight. But how exactly becomes the question here? Mainly because if the possibility for Boruto's death was way too high, so there must be something strong which turned around his fate completely. Last time when Jura was about to kill him, some divine intervention happened which entirely changed the fate of Boruto on spot. This made Kashin Koji take some extra precautionary measures, cause the next meeting of Jura and Boruto meant the end of everything. Well, what I believe he couldn't calculate with his prescience was the clever move of Boruto from chapter 16. He informed Kawaki about the limiters that Amado has put inside his body. Not just that, he was even assured that once Kawaki obtains his true powers, it would be way easier for them to defeat Jura. And that's exactly what is about to go down in the next chapter. while every future foreseen by Koji had Boruto getting killed by Jura once he appears to save the Shinobi from the Shinju, none of them must have taken in the possibility of Kawaki appearing to the battlefield to fight Jura. It could be because Koji wasn't aware about Boruto informing Kawaki about the limiters, or more likely Kawaki somehow getting his limiters unlocked early. This may be why his prescience couldn't catch a future where Kawaki joins in to help Boruto, something which is about to go down in the next chapter. And it's not just this setup which made the possibility appear plausible. In fact, the recent reveal of the V-Jump magazine also indicates the same thing. Boruto can be seen with this sword, while Kawaki is holding the same star from episode 1. This not only means that we are coming close to the destruction of Konoha, but also the deactivation of Kawaki's limiters. It could have happened off screen, as Kawaki cannot appear to the battlefield with the limiters, cause he would stand no chance against Jura. However, if his offensive mode gets activated, he could scale to the level of Ishiki or Suzuki, which could give both Boruto and him a fair play against the Shinju. So the V-Jump panel could be a teaser for this upcoming fight, where Boruto and Kawaki are ready with their respective weapons to defeat Jura. I have an idea for how the Jura fight might take place based on the heavy Dragon Ball influence on Two Blue Vortex. A lot of concepts seem to have been inspired from Toriyama's work, be it the introduction of a cyborg sibling duo, the god of destruction, or a mad scientist. Some scenes are also very identical, and even the mechanics behind a few abilities as well. So for a long time, I felt like Code has been derived from Cell from Dragon Ball Z, just because he first had an imperfect form, then we got to see a semi-perfect form, which couldn't help him to defeat Boruto. But going by the Cell analogy, Code should have gotten a perfect form that would pay for all the L's taken by him so far. Instead, in chapter 4, we got to see these new characters which completely destroyed the perfect Cell theory. However, looking at how Jura operates, what if he is the perfect Cell variant of Two Blue Vortex? And if that's the case, could it be that he would organize a Cell game sort of tournament to challenge Boruto and the others? There are a couple of reasons for me to believe in such possibility. Jura mirrors the bioengineered essence of Perfect Cell, his evolutionary potential, and his arrogant confidence. His intellectual curiosity, which was evident in his book reading and existential musings about his purpose from chapter 5, are similar to Cell's philosophical interest in testing human resolve, suggesting that Jura might organize a tournament to probe the limits of Boruto, Kawaki, Himawari, and the others, while seeking to absorb them for the sake of evolution. Now, this Shinobi games or Jura games could have a huge contributing factor, which was absent from the Cell games. While Cell had some reasons to organize his tournament, like proving his perfection, curiosity around human resolve, sadistic enjoyment, and to spread fear, the reasons of Jura are somewhat different yet interesting. In chapter 19, he discussed the concept of love that he sees as a malfunction in human beings. The philosophical curiosity about love that clouds human judgment sets him apart from Cell, suggesting a tournament designed not just to prove his power, but to dissect and exploit emotional bonds. His motivations would align with Cell's that were to prove his superiority, satisfying his sadistic curiosity and seeking enlightenment, but with a unique twist. He seeks to test how far Shinobi will go in the name of love, aiming to figure out this emotion as a Shinju being who is more like an alien to this world. Through their sacrifices, he hopes to unravel the depths of human nature and use that knowledge to feed his curiosity. The tournament structure could exploit the vulnerabilities of love, with rules designed to test emotional bonds, like one-on-one matches where defeating a Shinju clone would require to sacrifice a loved one's safety, similar to what happened in chapter 21, or team battles where Shinobi must choose between saving a comrade or defeating Jura, reflecting his observation of Inoshikacho's reckless sacrifice for Himawari. He might even provide a preparation period, similar to the 10-day waiting period of Cell, to heighten the tension, persuading everyone to come up with a strategy. A twist like that would kinda explain how Jura gets handled before the flash-forward fight. As you can see, Kawaki in the latest V-Jump cover can be seen wearing his usual Two Blue Vortex outfit, but the time skip shows him with a completely new and different one, which has likely been inspired from Jigen Code and his father Kokatsu. So what if he changes his outfit during the waiting period for the Jura fight? This explains why he would come to the battlefield in his regular outfit. It's similar to how Gohan's attire also goes through some minor changes before the Cell games. The preparation period would be the biggest mistake of Jura, since it would allow the good guys to come up with a plan with the help of Kashin Koji's prescience. The plan could provide them maximum advantage against Jura, taking us one step closer to the next big arc. Not to mention, since both Ryu and Matsuri have been exterminated, maybe it's time for Mamushi to make his move on Aida, meaning we are going to see Daemon in action after almost 2 years. So let me know some theories in the comments on this conflict. The best ones will get turned into a video. Also, if you are interested in untold backstories of Boruto, make sure to check out these videos. I will see you next time.